Stugotz here for 1-800-Flowers. The holidays always remind me of how thankful I am for the most important people in my life. Who knows where I'd be without them? So, whether it's a fall birthday, anniversary, or even just because, show them just how much you appreciate them with beautiful bouquets from 1-800-Flowers.com. 1-800-Flowers makes it easy to send a seasonal surprise to the most important people in your life. Right now, 1-800-Flowers is giving my listeners a special 24 for 24 offer. 24 multicolored roses for just $24. That's only $1 per rose. 24 multicolored roses is a perfect way to surprise your loved one for the holiday season or any reason. This beautiful bouquet of 24 roses in a rainbow of colors will leave your loved one stunned without spending a fortune. It's the best of both worlds. Amazing roses at an unbeatable price. These gorgeous roses from 1-800-Flowers are picked at their peak and shipped overnight to ensure freshness. 24 multicolored roses for just $24 is an unreal deal, but it expires Friday. When it comes to meaningful holiday moments, trust in the quality bouquets of 1-800-Flowers.com. To order 24 multicolored roses for just $24, go to 1-800-Flowers.com/Dan. That's 1-800-Flowers.com/Dan, but hurry, the offer ends on Friday.
You can always count on Bud Light, just like you can always count on Always Game Gary. No bar is too far. No wing sauce is too hot. Not for Gary. Always Game Gary is famous among friends. He deserves a Bud Light. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, AB St. Louis, Missouri.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz podcast.
Mike Ryan just asked me, Stugotz, because we were talking during the local hour about the idea of Belichick and Brady getting together and just falling all over each other, holding each other up, laughing at the idea of they're going to get chased down from behind by Nathan Peterman.
Right.
They're looking at what the Bills are doing, and they're holding each other up, laughing after 20 years of laughing at everybody in the AFC East, saying, really? Nathan Peterman is what you're coming to get us with? And so Mike Ryan was saying, take a guess on what the spread is going to be when the Patriots come to Miami against the Miami Dolphins for a Monday night game. I can't believe the spread that he just told me. Can't believe it. 17. The Patriots are minus 17 coming to Miami.
Apparently, this line opened at 15.5, and it got all the way up to 17.5, and it seems to have settled in around 17.
This is where we've been for 15 years in the AFC East, where after 10 games, you know the Patriots are going to win the division by 10 games. Like, everybody's season is over by week 10 in the AFC East.
Now, Mike, I have the Patriots at home this week against the Dolphins, 1 o'clock on Sunday. I think you're looking 3 weeks ahead. So it's 17 points. You read the internet wrong. I'm not certain. I'm not going to call you out for a fine because that's my fine, and then I'll get fined for calling you out for the wrong fine.
That is my bad then.
But the Patriots are at home. They are a 17-point favorite against the Dolphins Sunday, 1 o'clock.
Okay, well, but at least that I understand. When Mike said that, 17 points at home, regardless.
Right.
Denzel Washington's going to join us at 11 o'clock Eastern. I want to ask you this question. Point stands on all the Patriots stuff in the AFC East. Like, there has not been a run over in our lifetime in sports anywhere like the Patriots run over the AFC East, where nobody ever has a chance. Even when Tom Brady gets hurt and Matt Castle is their quarterback, they go 11-5.
Right. Didn't win the division that year, but still won 11-5.
Is it the only year they haven't won the division?
Well, the Dolphins won it that year, right? That was the Pennington year?
Is that the only year that the Patriots in the last 15 or 16 years, or since whenever Brady started, did they go in as a wild card? Yeah, they went in as a wild card against the Rams in that Super Bowl, didn't they? I wanted to ask you guys this as it related to this feud between LeVar Ball and Donald Trump. I'm here for all of it, by the way.
It was really only a matter of time before these two cross paths, right?
Well, here's the thing. They're the same dude. They're both these loudmouth cartoon gas bags with rich, disappointing sons. They're the same guy. Like, we'll watch this feud. We'll watch them torch everything.
I'll watch. I want a front row seat. I mean it's amazing.
Donald Trump think about where we are with this story. Donald Trump wants credit for keeping the Ball family out of jail in China for 10 years, and LeVar's like, no credit. Okay.
It's not enough for the president that the kids who he helped out, they all said, thank you, Mr. President.
Right. No,
thank you so much.
But LeVar's here for no credit, Mr. President.
Right.
Okay. What was the stuff from yesterday that you found interesting in football? I did not watch very much. I saw that the Chiefs lost to the Giants because football. That was the most football result from yesterday, right? That was the one where you're like, I don't know if you bet on football. I was informed during the local hour there were a lot of bad beats yesterday. The Dolphins-Tampa Bay game, the Dolphin-Tampa Bay over that ended up with a fumble in the end zone on a lateral play at the end.
The Dolphin game was only a bad beat if, like myself, you had them in a tease. That's a really, really
Or if
bad
you had
beat.
the under, it's a bad beat. The Jacksonville game evidently was a bad beat. If you bet Cleveland all game, you had it right all game, and then at the end, Cleveland driving to win. That parade's still in play. Can we look at the schedule? Because we've got to start now raising money for this parade to see if we can get. Are the Browns now 0-9 or 0-10?
The Browns are, I believe, 0-10. I believe. Don't quote me on that because I don't want to get fined for reading the internet wrong. But they're at Cincinnati. It's a loss. They're at San Diego.
San Diego was a lone win on the schedule last season for Cleveland.
At home, though. It was a home game.
Yeah, now it's in Los Angeles, which is still kind of a home game for the Browns.
Game. Right. Then they're home with Green Bay with no Aaron Rodgers. That could be a spot for them.
Wait a minute. Aaron Rodgers, what's the date on that
12-10.
That's a week before he gets back.
Aaron needs to come back early.
That was my takeaway from Sunday. First off, Aaron's not coming back this season because they're not going to have anything to play for.
Why would he?
They're not going to have anything to play for.
But is everyone now realizing how exposed everyone is with the Green Bay Packers? Is everyone now realizing how that guy has been keeping everything afloat there? He's been his own economy, and he's been keeping a whole bunch of people in management when they should all go.
Yes. I think everyone has come to that
They have
realization.
so underachieved with Aaron Rodgers as their quarterback, winning only one championship with that guy playing that way. Like it is offensive that you now see that at Lambeau, left to their own devices, 0 points against a Ravens team that is crud.
Yeah. I mean, the things that stood out for me yesterday were I'm amazed by how good the Saints are. They didn't play great defensively yesterday. They gave up 31 points. They were down big in that game, but that's what you have Drew Brees. He doesn't have to do it every game where he has to bring you back in the fourth quarter. He did it yesterday, but their running game is fantastic. And their rookie, Kamara, unbelievable.
Well, but the team from yesterday was the Eagles. The team from yesterday, to go play a division game in Dallas and then just throttle them. And this is something that always makes an appearance.
And your quarterback just played okay. He wasn't great.
He was just okay, but this is what I would tell you. Like, we get wrapped up in the winning, and Minnesota's going to make this mistake now, too, because they're going to fall in love with Case Keenum because he's going to win. He's going to get them to 13-3 or something, and Mike Zimmer's going to be a football guy about it, and you don't bring back the other quarterbacks, and they're going to lose a playoff game because Case Keenum's going to lose a playoff game. What you're seeing in Dallas right now is they bowed in cowardice to the Dak Prescott mirage last year. He was not a better quarterback than Tony Romo, and they gave him the reins, and now look at him. Now look at him when he doesn't have the running game and he doesn't have his left tackle. He'll give you a bunch of field goals. Like, right. That's not with and I don't know what the hell happened to Des Bryant, but
that's a weird one, right?
He's now a guy who'll get you 9 catches for 50 yards.
And he's been that for a while.
But what I'm saying is you realize they made a mistake now, right? You can look back on it and know that they just went with the hot hand, 13-3, our quarterback's getting things done, and they didn't realize how small those windows are on your offensive line staying that kind of healthy. Romo was a better quarterback, and they fell in love with him, and Minnesota's going to do the same thing with Case Keenum.
Right, but I feel like Dak, I understand what you're saying. I'm not even disagreeing with what you're saying. I feel like Dak is better than Case Keenum.
No, he is better than Case Keenum, but what I'm saying is...
I can see you falling in love with Dak. I cannot see you falling in love with Case Keenum.
But Romo could win you games gunslinging. Dak Prescott's going to get you a bunch of field goals. Like, left to his own devices. You throw him out there with just Dez, and he doesn't have... He's got to settle for, what was it, Alfred Morris? Is that who was playing running back for them yesterday?
Yeah.
And you just saw, man, the Eagles will make you look impotent. They will make you look like you don't know what you're doing.
And everyone was pointing out, Tyron Smith not being there. The Eagles are missing a pretty good guy in the offensive line as well.
Well, did you see those? Did you see on Sunday Night Football? Did you see when they gave the rankings for their offensive linemen, the Pro Football Focus rankings? All of the guys at each position are top 3 at their position. And Peters goes out. He was number 2 at his position in the entire league. Their offensive line is totally overwhelming.
You were saying last season that the Dallas Cowboys offensive line was one of the best units you've ever seen.
Just as good.
Have they been surpassed in 1 year's time?
They're just as good. This Eagles offensive line is just as good as the best offensive line I've ever seen, which was the Dallas offensive line from last year.
Jay Ajayi is averaging 11 yards per carry behind that offensive line.
They are overwhelming. Like, it's crazy. Did you see who's the guy? Who's that number 65 who plays right tackle for them? Is it Nathan Lane? Is that his name? I don't get fined for not knowing.
From the birdcage?
He plays football? ESPN Radio is presented. Do you want the name? Should we get you the name? Or can we just go with Nathan Lane?
Are you talking about Lane Johnson?
Lane Johnson. That is who I was talking about.
That's a fine.
No, that's not a fine if I'm asking. It's not a fine if I'm asking the question, what is that guy's name? That is not a fine.
Those are very different dudes.
That Lane Johnson, number 65, that guy took his helmet off during the game, and he had like all sorts of bloody pools of indentation in his face.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. More independent agents sell Progressive than any other brand. Find an agent at Progressive.com. Now that's Progressive.
Lane Johnson, Nathan Lane from the Birdcage, baby, playing right tackle for the Eagles. That's how good they are.
Oh, man, that is great.
Dan Le Batard.
Stugotz talking about movies is one of the most amazing things you'll ever see. He says he wants to know in a movie's title what a movie's about, and he was just yelping and complaining.
Stugotz.
Well, I mean, Dances with Wolves, which is one of the most overrated movies in the history of movie making. The guy never dances with a wolf. If the title of the movie is going to be Dances with Wolves, then I want to see a guy dancing with wolves. Costner never did it.
Right. You're waiting 3 hours for a guy to dance with a wolf.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
Catch me and Mike Golick Jr. every Sunday for Weekend Observations from 7 to 9 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio.
I mean, they're the ones that trickle down from them. So unless you're telling me that Stephen Jones is the owner and all-knowing and he's the boss and he doesn't have to answer to nobody, you know good and damn well when I say Jerry Jones, you know I'm talking about Jerry Jones with Stephen and everybody else, but Jerry Jones is the ringleader. You know that.
Let's be consistent. I have praised Jerry Jones.
And the ESPN app. The Dan Le Batard Show is brought to you by Upside.com, giving all business travelers the gift of a better travel experience this holiday season. Upside.com.
If you're not familiar with what we do around here, every once in a while we will break into First Take Live if Stephen A. Smith is particularly animated, and we will sit around together as a show and watch Stephen A. Smith bloviate.
After a Cowboys loss, it is a lock. I mean, nothing brings him more delight than the Cowboys losing. Nothing.
The Eagles won that division, smoked them, and now I'm looking to see, because the Eagles are the best team in the sport, but that doesn't mean anything week 10.
Nope.
You lose a couple of offensive linemen, things change with injuries, but they've won that division. They look overwhelming, and now you know that there are going to be 2 or 3 teams out of the NFC that are more deserving than teams in the AFC that are going to end up getting beat, whether it's the Vikings or the Saints. Guillermo, put this on the poll, please, at Le Batard Show. Did you close the window on Peyton and Breeze after week 2?
I did.
I did too.
Yep. The Panthers are another team that appear to be pretty good. Defense is good. Cam Newton's been to a Super Bowl. You're right. They're going to be teams.
The Panthers are just okay. Their point differential is just okay. They're kind of the Lions, and they're kind of the Cowboys.
With a win in New England on their resume, though.
Mm-hmm. Right. I mean, Seattle's going to maybe be your 6th seed in the NFC. Like the AFC 6th seed.
I think Seattle's going to end up falling out of the playoffs because of how hurt they are. That's why these measurements don't mean anything.
Right.
Like all of a sudden. all of a sudden Seattle doesn't look the way that they did. And it doesn't make any sense to do anything until week 16 when measuring the healthy resumes, because Philadelphia looks this way after 10 games, but it doesn't mean anything.
I'm just saying right now in the NFC, Seattle is the 6th seed, and in the AFC, it's Baltimore.
Mm-hmm. Baltimore stinks, dude.
Yeah, Seattle's probably going to have to fend off Detroit now with all those injuries, because not only Sherman got that Achilles injury on Thursday Night Football, but over the weekend the Cam Chancellor news broke.
We were talking about Nathan Lane playing right tackle for the Philadelphia Eagles. It was a funny visual, Nathan Lane from Birdcage. But I actually found myself thinking about this yesterday because I was watching the line play for the Eagles and the Cowboys, and I'm curious, Stugotz. I saw a stat. Eric Flowers is actually, you remember that bad game he had? The New York Giants left tackle had that terrible game where you felt bad for him in a primetime game because he couldn't block anybody. He hasn't allowed a sack since week 2. He's been better than anybody in terms of not allowing sacks. That doesn't mean much because he's getting help and whatnot. But The reason I make the point is, how do you think that would go, and would you like to see it? Me sliding out into pass protection as the left tackle to see how that would go for me. Would you like to see that? Because I wouldn't look ridiculous in a uniform. I would be 6'4", 250 pounds, and not nearly strong enough or fast enough to do anything.
Would I like to see you slide out in pass protection in an NFL game?
As the left tackle,
yes. I'd pay large amounts of money for this.
As the left tackle, because I would want people to watch that so they would have a full grasp and understanding for how great those human beings are.
Going up against Bosa?
Just going up right. No, well, Bosa usually rushes around the right tackle. I'm the left tackle. I'm the quarterback's blind side. You realize how many times I would simply get thrown into my quarterback? That I would just get pushed into my quarterback. I would try to plant myself with no success whatsoever if the bull rusher did me the courtesy of bull rushing. Because I got no chance if they try and go on the outside.
I don't think he needs the bull rush.
He doesn't, but it's funnier visually if he does.
Oh, it totally is. But Von Miller's just going right around you. I mean, he's at the quarterback before you even stand up straight.
I know, but that's not as funny as the bull rush, as them tackling my quarterback with my corpse.
Yes, the bull rush.
Yes, just pushing me.
Or a swim move.
Seriously, you guys would delight so much. I want you to imagine me like extending my arms, okay, to block as the left tackle, and the defensive lineman deciding whether he's going to swat down both of my arms or simply push me into the quarterback.
He's going to sack the quarterback with you.
Yeah, swinging me by the ankle. There would be a flag. Unnecessary cruelness by the defensive end, beating the quarterback to death with his left tackle.
So great.
Who does worse, you at left tackle or Stugotz at running back?
Ooh.
Oh, Guillermo, put it on the poll at Le Batard Show. Who does worse? See, we're going to have to tighten up the game plan, run a lot to the right side, but I don't feel like we're going to have a lot of turnovers because we're not going to pass a lot with me as the left tackle. We start giving Stugotz the ball, he's either going to take a knee or he's going to develop a fumbling problem.
Right. Now, which line am I running behind? I'm not running behind Dan's offensive line.
You're running behind the Eagles' offensive line.
I think I can get 4 yards per carry.
Okay. At Le Batard Show, Guillermo, who would do worse, Dan as an NFL left tackle or Stugotz as an NFL running back? Mike, where would your vote go? Man, I feel like I'd get some help with they'd leave a tight end in to chip for me.
You could also game plan for the other team's aggressiveness, where you can just take them out of the play by them just steamrolling you.
Yeah, running a lot of bootlegs where my only job is to just sort of clumsily fall in front of whoever it is that's trying to use me to tackle the quarterback by my ankle.
Yeah, Stugotz is the worst running back than you are as a left tackle.
Money, money, money,
What do you imagine that looks like?
Well, he's going to hesitate as soon as he gets the ball. The hole, if there was a hole there, it'd close up in a quick.
It's gone because Stugotz is thinking. He's trying to figure out a scam where Billy can get hit.
Classic overthinker.
He's trying to figure out a scam where Billy takes the punishment and Stugotz gets the game check.
I have him running in the opposite direction as soon as he gets the ball.
Right through the tunnel.
He's definitely definitely going to be Ted Ginn. Like, he's just going to run straight out of bounds. He's not going to be a north-south runner. He's going to be all east-west.
I think Guillermo's right. I think I just throw it up for grabs. Like, Von Miller's getting closer. Whoa!
You're going to just throw the ball into the secondary?
Don Batard.
What is the most pathetic you've felt moved to tears by something inanimate in the movies, like a robot or E.T.?
Wilson.
Really, a volleyball?
Wilson.
That's
when
a pretty
he
good
loses
nomination.
Wilson.
I mean, but gosh, I didn't feel anything. I felt the whole time that's just a volleyball.
Stugotz.
It was his best friend. It was
I know, but I didn't feel that one. They didn't create the character of the volleyball well enough for me in Castaway for me to buy. Like, it was just a volleyball floating away with a bloody handprint on it.
This is the Don Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
Nathan Peterman yesterday, and I just saw First Take ask the question, was that the beginning and the end of Nathan Peterman's career? Nathan Peterman played for the Bills yesterday. It was a disaster. It was like watching a civilian who had not game planned all week, dropped into the backfield, wearing not a uniform, but like a suit and a briefcase. Like, here, you've done no prep. We're going to take you from Wall Street. We're going to put you behind center. Let's see how this plays out. It's going to look like Nathan Peterman's stat line. Then, furthermore, after the game, he's interviewed. As an added bonus, doesn't know how to dress. Doesn't look like an NFL quarterback. Is wearing some sort of Naugahyde jacket and a poorly tied tie. Nathan Peterman had as bad a debut as one can ever have in any form of entertainment without committing a crime. Like, he was a total disaster that encapsulated 17 years of Bills football.
Yes.
No matter the management, no matter the coach, no matter 17 years of Bills football, they allowed Phillip Rivers and the Chargers the rare reprieve of not being down 8, having to go the length of the field with no timeouts and 19 seconds left. They allowed the Chargers to win.
Such a relaxing Sunday afternoon for
win
Phillip.
by blowout,
Yes.
and I'm telling you why it is. It's because if the Bills had started in a lottery drawing, potluck civilian, you start for us, guy who plays flag football, guy who's the quarterback on the third place team and his intramural flag football. Go. That's what it would look like. It would look like Stugotz running. Stugotz is a running back, me as a left tackle, Nathan Peterman is a quarterback.
Did you feel badly for him? Because you always find a way to feel badly. Like, because I don't know how the Bills figured this was the right spot to go with Peterman. He's on the road, traveling across the country, going up against Bosa and that pass rush.
Good pass rush. Yes. Benched after throwing 5 interceptions in the first half. Stugotz.
Yeah.
How? How?
Do you think if you played quarterback yesterday for the Bills, you would go the half without throwing 5?
I think I'd be terrible, but I don't think I would have enough possessions to throw 5. Did he throw 2 interceptions on 1 possession? Like, it's so hard to throw 5 interceptions and a half. How? I'd start taking sacks, and I'd all of a sudden be like the king of quarterback draws.
I just spiked the ball.
I will ask the question again. How? I didn't watch that game. You threw more interceptions than half Kaepernick threw all of last season. You threw more interceptions in a half than Tyrod Taylor's thrown all season. Stugotz, show me how many quarterbacks don't have 5 interceptions this year.
Okay, hold on. This is going to be fun. Hold on a second.
Aaron Rodgers doesn't have 5 interceptions this year.
Give me a second.
Tom Brady doesn't have 5, does he?
Brady has 2. Cousins has 5.
I mean, honestly,
Hold on a second. Brady has 2.
Stugotz.
Well, first off, Brady having 2. Enough with him already.
But Brady.
He has 22 touchdowns and 2 interceptions
Stugotz,
this year.
Brady goes into Mexico City yesterday. He walks into the locker room. He's drinking tequila. And he's like, they're chasing me with Nathan Peterman in the AFC East. That guy's jacket is made of my toilet paper. Nathan Peterman is what the Bills are trying to hunt me down with.
So you just want less than 5, or you want guys who are
5
at
or
5
fewer?
too?
How many quarterbacks this season have 5 or fewer interceptions for the season?
You're gonna laugh. Brady has 2. Cousins has 5. Breeze has 5. Stafford has 5. Alex Smith has 3. Jared Goff has 4. Carson Wentz has 5. Case Keenum has 5. Jacoby Brissett has 5. Rodgers at 3, by the way. Brian Hoyer at 4.
They just bench Peterman at the half. I'm like, oh, never mind, Tyrod. Sorry. Tyrod, get back out there. And let's hear their coach. Let's hear that McDermott cliche machine. Listen to him. This is the leadership of the Buffalo Bills for the last 17 years in some form or another, some voice or another. This is who has led the Bills for the last 17 years in spirit.
Again, I felt like this was the right situation for Nate to come in and play. And so, like I said before, I don't regret my decision. I regret the result. We didn't get the result we were looking for. So I don't regret the decision at all.
No, at all. Good introspection, Coach.
Brady had 2 last season. He has 4 over the last 2 seasons.
Money, 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 money.
He missed the first 4 games. Over the last 22 games of NFL football, Brady has thrown 4 interceptions.
Am I doing the hindsight thing here?
Hold on a sec. Over the last 22 games of football that Tom Brady has played, he has thrown for 50 touchdowns and 4 interceptions.
Hold on. This is what I would like for you to do for me. Please. Nathan Peterman threw 5 interceptions yesterday in how many attempts? How many attempts did Nathan Peterman have at the half?
He threw him in his first 14 attempts.
Okay, so let's do this. Stugotz, let's do this. Nathan Peterman had 5 interceptions in the last 14 attempts. Can you give me the number of attempts for Tom Brady and those 4 interceptions?
Yes.
4 interceptions. How many attempts has Tom Brady had in the last 22 games?
All right, just give me a second.
Did Nathan Peterman just throw more interceptions in 15 passes than Tom Brady has thrown in like 1,000 passes?
812.
Nathan Peterman has thrown more interceptions in 15 passes and 14 passes than Tom Brady has thrown in his last 800 passes.
And 12.
Honestly, Belichick's like, wait a minute. They've had 15 years to fix everything and chase us down. The latest evolution. Like, this is the iPhone at maximum evolution. What are we on? The 7, the 8, the 9, the X? This is iPhone X. 17 years the Bills have had to chase us down. The evolutionary chart shows that the best way to do this is with Nathan Peterman.
Don Batard.
And finally, 3-time Oscar winner Daniel Day-Lewis has retired from acting. Good.
Why good?
Who cares about Daniel Day-Lewis? Takes himself way too seriously. I'm tired of him. The actor's actor. Please, get so deep inside the role. Please, Daniel Day-Lewis. Go away. See how empty your life is without acting. Have fun. Enjoy it.
Stugotz.
The last good thing he's done. Go ahead, name it. I dare you. Go ahead, Lincoln.
There will be blood?
Oh, yeah, that was good. That was back in 2007, though. What have you done for me lately?
This is the Don Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
As Stugotz just told you, Denzel is going to be in 15 minutes. Denzel Washington going to join us. Guillermo's epic sound is available to us, and his useless sound montage is available to us as well. We're going to get to the useless sound montage in a second. Jerry Jones, though, is about to have a lot of time to do nothing but fight. He's going to have a season that doesn't mean anything, that it looks, at least in part, was nuked by his running back being taken away.
Yeah, that and the left tackle.
Right, but I'm saying, yes, it was the left tackle, too, who might be just as important to them as the running back, because the drop between Ezekiel Elliott and Alfred Morris is not as large as the drop between Tyrod Smith and whoever it is that's playing after him at left tackle. They put those stats up last night, and they showed that Tyrod has allowed 4 sacks. Tyron, damn it.
Fine.
You mother.
Sorry, you said it twice. I let it slip the first time.
We absolutely let it slip the first time.
Yep.
His hands are so small.
Yeah.
All right, just play the useless sound montage. The Week 11 useless sound montage. Just play it.
Me llamo Roberto.
We do what we do. We trust our process. We have a process that we do every week. And you trust the process. You go to bed every night confident that you've done everything you can that day.
Every single loss provides a great opportunity for us to handle some adversity the right way.
I don't have to be anything but myself.
You know, I'm just living week to week.
When it's time to play, it's time to play.
You know, a win is a win is a win in the NFL.
I threw it, they caught it, and we made some plays.
It was what it was.
Yeah, I mean, you got to catch the ball, you got to hold on to the ball.
I thought we answered the bell tonight.
He just a calm, cool, like he's like that old cool, granddad.
I wouldn't say we're playing undisciplined. I'd say we're making mistakes in tough situations.
We like to win them all, so I don't know if it's a must-win, but it's one we definitely need to win.
We came back, but at the end of the day, that's what jumped on our back with the penalty. At the end of the day, you got to keep pounding it. You got to keep pounding it. You got to keep pounding it. You keep pounding it. At the end of the day, we're gonna, like our coach said, let this one soak in. At the end of the day, it's frustrating. At the end of the day, we have a great defense. We have a great team. Yeah, but at the end of the day, that's not my job. At the end of the day, everybody needs to be clean on their techniques.
I think at the end of the day, though, when you're visiting with your wife and those 8 babies are there, you go, why not?
We're in good position. We control our own destiny.
It was just a fiesta all over the field, man.
Man, we got the offensive rookie of the year and the defensive rookie of the year. Man, don't at me either.
First thing you got to do is punch your ticket to the dance. You got to get in the tournament.
Yeah, he's quite dangerous. He's a big guy that can run.
No, I think we're into some bigger people type personnels, and we're running the ball pretty well. Some nakeds and some keepers off of it.
When you think about it, being Roethlisberger looking like being an Antonio Brown, looking like Antonio Brown.
We could smell it, we could taste it, and it was there for us, and we went and got it.
My music selection is pretty aggressive with the softness. Just tone it down just a little second so we can clear our minds and, put like a little heavenly voice in our hearts and minds.
The stars come out when the lights are on.
From where this started to where it is now, and we've grown in leaps and bounds, and I think the sky's the limit for this group.
They have a lot of speed, a lot of lump in your throat returners, 3 of them.
We're kind of shooting ourselves in the foot at the wrong time.
Making sure it didn't get too high with the highs or low with the lows.
I've never been to Mexico City, but I'm definitely coming back. It's, we stayed in a beautiful hotel, and I'm not even quite sure where we were, but I had a beautiful view in my room.
We're talking about good horses not even at the 3/4 pole yet.
I get paid to be a professional passer, and today I missed a couple throws, and I can't miss those.
I understand this is, his team. He put it together. His name's on it, but our skin's in the game. We got skin in the game.
Coach always says we never lose, we learn.
I don't regret my decision. I regret the result. We didn't get the result we were looking for.
What did you learn about your team today?
We some dogs.
Resilient.
We some dogs, man. Like, no matter what happens, no matter what is going on in the game, we got faith in each other.
It's really savage. That's what it is. It's savage.
Boom.
It was Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara. Was that Demaryius Thomas talking about John Elway and the idea of he's our leader, but we're the ones with skin in the game? I saw that. John Elway said that the Broncos have been soft this year. And if I were in that locker room, I'd be like, you mother... Like, really?
They are mad.
No, but of course. How about you didn't get us a quarterback? How about you didn't do your job?
Correct.
I'm sitting out here busting my spleen for you, and you thought that the model was because you won that one title with Talib. You won the one title with the quarterback who had 9 touchdowns and 17 interceptions, the worst Peyton Manning we've ever seen. You thought that was the right model to keep winning Super Bowls. We're soft.
Right. Trevor Siemian. That's the model.
Paxton Lynch, Trevor Siemian, Brock Osweiler. Get the hell out of here, Elway.
To his credit, he let Brock go, and someone else paid him that money. But you're right.
This is what I'm telling you, though, about GM not being a repeatable thing. John Elway was viewed as a genius because he won a title, and he hasn't done his job since. Like, you could be a good GM, win a title, and then years later not be good at it that year anymore. Like, the team he's built is really flawed, and his solution is to say that they're soft.
But to his credit, like Stugotz mentioned, you're always saying don't do the easy thing, which is bring the guy back that produces for you. He didn't pay Brock Osweiler. The Browns are playing Brock Osweiler.
He did try to. He got outbid. Like, let's not forget that. He tried to give Brock Osweiler $60 million. Like, that's amazing. The inability of even these legends to look in the mirror when it's their fault that things are wrong.